Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. In today's video, I'll be using Love from Lizi's Forever Friends Special Edition Kit. This kit is not part of her monthly subscription and can be purchased individually. As I'm recording this voiceover, the kit is still available, and I do have links provided in the description box below. For a closer look at everything that's included in the kit, check out my Love from Lizi August 2023 unboxing video. At the end of the video, I show everything that's included in the Forever Friends Special Edition Kit. Lizi also has a few add-ons that go along with the Forever Friends kit. I did not have them at the time of the unboxing video, but luckily they arrived before I started working with this kit. There's a coordinating peel-off pack. It includes 6 sheets. There's ice blue mirror in straight, white in butterfly border, clear iridescent pink in circles, ruby red in hearts, clear iridescent in pinstripe, and apple green in pinstripe. There's also a small stamp set. Get it out of the package so you can get a better look. There's a sweet bear image holding lots of hearts and the sentiment "Forever Yours." The final add-on is Forever Friends Mini Kit. You'll get half a sheet of foam dimension. This is black foam. There's a large envelope, and this is about 6 by 8.5 inches. And the cardstock used for the envelope is a nice heavy weight. There are also 2 different card fronts, and they already have designs on them. One has a green butterfly background with a white butterfly border, 2 little bears sitting at the bottom. And if you don't want to use this piece for a large card, you could always cut it down to add on a smaller card. The whole back piece is all the tone-on-tone butterfly panel. The other has a large, intricate butterfly heart cutout with 2 bears sitting in the center. The kit also includes a sheet of decoupage, so you can layer up that bear image as much as you want. The pieces are labeled so you know the order of all of the layers. There are also several smaller images and a couple of sentiments that you could cut out of this sheet. At the bottom of the card, there's a large panel where you can add one of the sentiments, and the kit does include a sentiment sheet. 2 of the sentiments have a second layer, so you could also pop those up. For my cards, I'll be using the special edition kit and all of the add-ons. So let's go ahead and get started with card number 1. Decided to use the mini kit for the first card. This is a very quick and easy card to assemble. I'm using the card with the adorable bear images in the center of a heart. For a sentiment, I'm adding "Forever Yours," and I did pop it up using the foam that's included in the mini kit. Even though there are several layers for the decoupage image, I'm only adding the 1 bear image. I have foam dimension on the back. I'll remove the release paper and line it up with the bear image on the card panel. I'll add one of the butterfly and floral pieces in the upper left-hand corner of the sentiment, and I'll also add an extra butterfly on top. I punched out 2 other butterflies, popped them up with some foam dimension. I'll put those on the right side of the card. The card already has lots of glitter sparkle, but I'll add a little extra using a clear iridescent peel-off, putting it on top of the red stripe that's on the card panel. Then for a final finishing touch, I'm using a white gel pen, adding a few highlights to the bears and also the bottle of champagne. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 1. You can keep this card very simple, or you can add those extra little touches. And with all of the leftovers from the mini kit, be easy to make several more cards. And since I don't generally make cards this size, I'm glad the mini kit includes an envelope. The sentiments in this kit will be perfect for anniversary or Valentine's Day cards. I know it's only August, but it never hurts to work ahead. Now moving on to card number 2. I will be using some card sketches for inspiration. This first sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. It's number 368. And if you are interested in any of the sketches I use in this video, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. The link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to kristiemarcotte.com. For the background of my card, I have some craft cardstock, and I cut it out using a stitched rectangle die from Love from Lizi. I'm adding 2 small panels of pattern paper, layering them on some of the light green pearlescent cardstock that's included in the kit. At the bottom of the panel, I'll add some Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is the pretty apple green mirror color in the pinstripe style, using the medium and also the narrowest width. I'll wrap the end around the back, put ATG tape on the back, and also some glue along the stitched edge. Then I'll layer it on some more of the green pearlescent cardstock. Put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Other than the first card, all of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. For a sentiment, I'm adding one of the punch outs, 2 sweet little bears holding hands, and the sentiment is, spending time with you is always my favorite thing to do. I'll layer it on some white pearlescent cardstock, and I'll use my scissors to cut out the rest of the matted layer. Before adhering it to the card, I will put a scrap piece of cardstock on the very left side where it goes off of the heart paper, and that'll help it stay nice and level. For a final finishing touch, I'll add some of the gem stickers that are included in the kit. It's pretty pink color. I'll put 3 in the upper right hand corner and 2 in the lower left hand corner. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 2. Lizi always includes a ton of products in her kits, even her special edition kits. Now moving on to card number 3. The kit includes a full set of number dies, so I thought it would be fun to use all of the numbers on one card. For the background of my card, I have some more craft cardstock, and I cut it out using a stitched rectangle die from Love from Lizi. Off screen, I added a pretty gold watercolor splatter. I'll layer the craft panel on some of the red pearlescent cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base. Using the same red pearlescent cardstock, I cut out all of the numbers, and I'll randomly place them all over the back of the card, leaving the very center empty since that's where I'll add a sentiment. Once I'm happy with the placement of the numbers, I can start adhering them. Still need to squeeze in the number 6. Now I'll use my tweezers, put glue on the back, and start attaching all of the numbers. While adhering one number after the other, I will place an acrylic block on top for some added weight while the glue dries. It's fun having a full set of number dies. You could use them for birthday or anniversary cards. I'm working my way clockwise, adding one number after another. Here's where I'll bring in a large acrylic block. I was noticing some of the edges of the numbers weren't laying down completely. Having that extra weight will ensure everything dries nice and flat on the card. And I'll just move the block around as I add more and more number die cuts. And one final number to adhere. For a sentiment, I've already stamped out Forever Love. This is from the add-on stamp set. I stamped it on a stitch circle die cut. I do have foam dimension on the back. I'll remove the release paper and adhere it in the center of the card. With all of the numbers and the love sentiment, I think this will be perfect for an anniversary card. For a final finishing touch, I'll add some of the white butterfly peel-offs. I love the look of red, craft, and white together. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 3. For card number 4, I selected 2 pattern papers that have the same pattern, just in different colors. One in blue and one in pink. And I cut the 2 pieces so they'll line up together in the center with the pattern continuing. I'll layer them on some white pearlescent cardstock. The pattern paper strips are 2 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Trying to line up the blue piece, and I didn't get it exactly right. Luckily, I was able to pull up that piece and readjust it. Once I have both of those adhered, I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Now I'll set that aside and start working on the image. I'm adding a heart image, and this stamp is from Love from Lizi's August 2023 kit. The stamp set isn't available for individual purchase yet, but it will be later on this month with her September release. I believe there are still some August kits available, so if you are interested in this stamp set, you can purchase the August 2023 Super Kit. I thought it would be fun to stamp the heart image in pink and blue, putting blue on the right side and pink on the left, opposite of the pattern paper. I started with the blue ink, and I used some tacky tape to mask off the left side of the heart. The ink color is Distress Oxide Salty Ocean. I'll clean off the stamp before inking up the pink side. Instead of masking off half of the heart stamp, this time I'll cover up the stamped image with the tacky tape. The ink color is Distress Oxide Worn Lipstick. And I will ink up the stamp several times to get a nice solid impression. There is a slight seam between the two colors, but I still like how this turned out. Now I'll layer this panel on some silver mirror cardstock. This is cardstock from my stash, probably leftover from one of Love from Lizi's specialty cardstock bundles. I always save the small pieces since you never know when you need just a little bit of specialty cardstock. I'll put some thin foam dimension on the back, remove the release paper, and adhere the heart in the center of the card, trying to make sure the seam and the two different pattern papers line up. For a sentiment, I cut out the word love. This is from Love from Lizi's Peach Blossom die set. It was included in the July kit, which has sold out, but she does have the dies and several other components from the kit available individually. I use more of the silver mirror cardstock for the sentiment. I'll put glue on the back and adhere it underneath the heart image. To finish off the card, I'm adding some mini circle peel-offs in the pink clear iridescent color. I'll put 3 around the heart image and 1 in the center of the flower image on the heart. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 4. For card number 5, I will be using a card sketch for inspiration. This is from Sweet Sunday. It's number 236. I selected 2 pattern papers, the floral paper for the background and the blue, green, yellow, and white stripe paper for the narrow strip across the card. I'm layering everything on some blue cardstock. On the card sketch, there's a scallop border that goes across the narrow strip. I'm using some Love from Lizi peel-offs. I'm starting with the sway design in silver glitter, then adding a white pinstripe on top of it. I'll put some ATG tape and also some glue on the back of this piece since the floral pattern paper does have a glitter finish on it. Want to make sure everything stays in place. Then I'll layer the background on the same blue cardstock, put ATG tape on the back, and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. The Forever Friends card kit includes the same pattern paper in 2 different sizes. So I thought it would be fun to have the larger scale size for the background, then use the smaller scale design for the sentiment box. Since they are still the same pattern, I'm layering the smaller panel on a wider piece of blue cardstock. That way there's more separation between the two. Before adhering the smaller floral box, I'll add some scrub cardstock pieces on the upper portion, and that'll help keep everything at the same level. For a sentiment, I've already stamped out For You on a stitched oval die cut. The oval die is from Love from Lizi, and the sentiment is from her August 2023 card kit. It really is a great stamp set. I know I'll get a lot of use out of it. I'll adhere the oval down using some glue. Then for a final finishing touch, I'm adding some of the clear gem stickers that are included in the kit, following the design of the card sketch. Since I am adhering the gem stickers on some of the glitter specialty area on the pattern paper, I'll first add a small drop of glue, and that'll help to make sure the gem stickers don't fall off later. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 5. For card number 6, the card sketch is from MFT. This is number 656. I selected 2 pattern papers. I have the Love Sentiment paper for the background, and I cut it out using a stitched rectangle die from Love from Lizi. For the smaller panel, I used another stitched rectangle die and this fun pink, red, and white stripe paper. I layered both of the pattern paper pieces on some red cardstock. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Next, I'll add a white stitch circle die cut, put glue on the back, and adhere it on the top portion of this stripe pattern paper. For a sentiment, I'm adding one of the punch outs. I'm so glad you're mine. I'll first layer it on some of the light pink pearlescent cardstock, and I'll pop it up using some foam dimension. I'll remove the release paper and adhere it underneath the circle die cut. The card kit includes quite a few wooden pieces, hearts and also butterflies. I selected one of the heart pieces. You can use these as is, but they're also fun to decorate. I'm trying a red glitter marker brush, putting it just on the small heart in the center of the larger heart design. I love the pop of red and it has lots of sparkle. To adhere the wood piece down, I'm using Ranger's Multi-Medium Matte. I love using this for the wooden embellishments. Then I'll adhere the heart in the center of the circle die cut. To finish off the card, I'll add some of the red gem stickers. Put 3 in the lower left-hand corner and 2 in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 6. For card number 7, the card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 597. I selected this fun pattern paper for the background with large blue hearts and tiny pink hearts that have a glitter finish on them. I'll layer it on some blue cardstock. I'll put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. The card sketch has 3 narrow strips. I did cut the bottom strip a little wider than what's indicated on the card sketch. I used the same blue cardstock for the strip at the bottom and 2 different pink cardstocks for the narrow strips on the right side of the card. I used ATG tape to add the blue strip and glue for the 2 narrow strips on the right side. This card will feature 2 more of the heart wooden pieces and also one of the punch out sentiments. It has a sweet little bear holding a rose and the sentiment thinking of you. I'll put foam dimension on the back of the sentiment, remove the release paper and adhere it in the lower right hand corner. I'll also add some foam dimension on the back of the wood pieces. To decorate them, I thought I would try a pink glitter brush, but I wasn't sure what it would look like, so I'm first testing it on the back side of the wood piece. I do this all the time, that way I don't ruin the wood piece. Of course, if you don't like the color you tried, you can always flip over the wood piece. I didn't like the look of the pink glitter brush, so I'm trying a clear glitter brush, and it really didn't show up. I was hoping it would at least show lots of sparkle. So I thought I would just leave them plain. I'll remove the release paper and adhere both of them above the sentiment piece. But then I decided to try some glitter pops of color. This is the Unicorn Tears color. It's a very light pink. I'll add it to the inside of each of the hearts. After filling in the entire heart area, I'll use my finger and try to spread it out. And I'm trying to spread it out evenly with my finger. Once it dries, it's super sparkly and has just a hint of pink. For a final finishing touch, I'll add a few of the clear gem stickers, just putting 3 of them around the hearts. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 7. This is the first time I tried this card sketch, and I really like it. It was fun to add the image and sentiment all in the lower right-hand corner. For card number 8, the card sketch is from MFT. This is number 655. I selected 2 pattern papers. I have more of the pink floral paper for the background and also some of the pink glitter hearts with green flowers. I'll layer both of these pieces on some pink cardstock, put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. On the card sketch, it has 3 large circles that go underneath the image panel. Since the pattern paper for the background of my card is fairly busy, I'll be adding a strip of white pearlescent cardstock, and that's where I'll add the 3 small circles and also the sentiment. The sentiment is one of the punch outs, the little tag. I'm cutting a fishtail on the right side. There's a sweet little bear image holding a rose and the sentiment, I really, really love you. I will pop up the sentiment with some foam dimension. But first I'll add a couple of peel-offs across this white strip. I'm using the apple green mirror peel-off color in the pinstripe style, using the medium and also the narrowest width. Since I will be covering up part of that area with the tag, I don't need to use a full strip. It's always nice when you can use up some of those leftover peel-off pieces. I own a ton of Love from Lizi peel-offs, but I still do my best to not waste any of them. I'll wrap the ends around the back, put glue on the back of this piece, and adhere it underneath the heart panel. Then I'll remove the release paper and adhere the sentiment on the left side. After I finish this card, I think the sentiment would look better on the right side and the 3 circles on the left. I will be adding more of the heart wood embellishments. This time I'll do some heat embossing on them. I'm using Love from Lizi's Teal Lagoon embossing powder. I'll first press the wood piece into some Versamark ink, and I know my ink pad is completely stained. I only use this pad when I'm heat embossing wood pieces. So I'm really not worried about the staining. After pressing the wood piece in the ink, I'll sprinkle on the Teal Lagoon embossing powder, hold it with a pair of tweezers, use my heat gun, and melt that beautiful embossing powder. And I've already done that with 2 other hearts. Now I'll adhere all of the hearts on the heart and flower pattern paper panel, using more of the multimedia matte adhesive. The Teal Lagoon embossing powder isn't the exact same shade as the green flowers, but it's pretty close. I have one final heart to adhere, and I'll put that one in the upper right-hand corner. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll add the 3 small circles on the right side of the sentiment. I'm using the mini circle peel-offs in the clear iridescent color. This is the largest size circle. All of Lizi's mini shape peel-offs include 3 different sizes, so they're perfect for embellishments. After adding the final circle, this card is finished. I love how this one turned out. The pink floral paper for the background is one of my favorites in the kit. For card number 9, the card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. This is number 595. I selected 3 pattern papers. I have the pink heart and green flower paper for the background. For the panel on the right side of the card, I'm using some of the green and white butterfly paper. I'll layer that piece on some light green pearlescent cardstock. I also added a small piece of the white and pink floral paper. I'll layer the background first on some pink cardstock, then again on the light green pearlescent cardstock. Put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the punch out tags. This is Hugs and Kisses. There are 2 little bears sitting in the car kissing. I'll layer this piece on some of the pink cardstock, and I'll use my scissors to cut out the matted layer. I love using my small pair of pink scissors, but for something like this, I find it easier with a long pair of scissors. Put some foam dimension on the back, remove the release paper, and add the sentiment in the same place as the circle on the card sketch. Then to finish out the card, I'll use more of the gem stickers that are included in the kit. Chose the light pink color. I'll put 3 of the large gem stickers in the upper right-hand corner and 2 of the smaller gem stickers next to the sentiment on the left side. There are so many pretty pattern papers in the kit, and I love the adorable punch-out images. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 9. For card number 10, and this is my final card design, the card sketch is from MFT. This is number 657. I'm using some of the blue and white floral paper for the background. It's the smaller size. I'll layer it on some blue cardstock. For the narrow strip that goes across the card, using more of the stripe paper, and I'll also layer that on the same blue cardstock. Put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Next, I'll add the narrow strip of stripe paper, put ATG tape on the back and also some glue, and I'll adhere it to the card more toward the top. Instead of the circles as indicated on the sketch, I'll be adding 6 butterflies, and I've already embossed these using Love from Lizi's Very Vanilla embossing powder. I'll add some multimedia matte on the back of each of the butterflies, adhere 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and I'm alternating the direction of each of the butterflies as I adhere them down. For a sentiment, I'll use another punch out, 2 little bears and the sentiment Forever Love. I have foam dimension on the back. Before adhering the sentiment, I'll add a Love from Lizi peel off in white across the stripe paper. This is the pinstripe style and I'm using the widest width. If I had thought about doing this earlier, I would have wrapped the ends around the back, but instead I'll flip over this panel, use my scissors and trim off the extra. Then I'll remove the release paper and add the sentiment in the center of the stripe panel. For a final finishing touch, I'll add more Love from Lizi peel-offs. This is from the butterfly border, putting 3 white butterflies around the sentiment. 2 on the right side and 1 on the left. So there is my finished card, and this is card number 10. I really like the look of the wooden butterflies with white embossing powder. Now here's another look at the 10 cards I made using Love from Lizi's Forever Friends Special Edition card kit. This kit is not part of her monthly subscription and can be purchased individually. There are also a few add-ons that go along with the card kit. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links provided in the description box below. Love from Lizi offers fun and unique card kits. As I'm recording this voiceover, there are still some August 2023 super kits available, and her September kit will be available very soon on the 19th, and it's beautiful. If you're interested in subscribing to Love from Lizi card kits, I will have links in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.